Welcome to another video tutorial from drivenmavens.com. My name is Arvin, and today we're going to do a side view rendering on Newsprint pad. So let's go. Alright, first step here, we've got side view of a sports car, which is very similar to one of my favorite cars here. It's an Audi A5, or like an Audi A5 here. And one of the main things you want to do, or when you start to begin your sketch, is that once you've created the outline, like I've done here, and then put in the quick details, you want to start to put in all your dark values. And what do these dark values represent? They're really the core reflections. So the core reflection lines are basically what you see along the horizon line. And we're going to probably get into that in a little bit more detail. What's the horizon line, and where do the highlights come from, and how we go about shading basic objects. It's actually difficult to kind of understand completely what we're doing here unless you actually go in and understand what the basics are and how to render simple shapes. So here I'm just kind of coring out the darks. So this is basically a very simplified version. So anytime we're doing a rendering, we kind of do a simplified version of what you see in reality. So all these dark shaded areas that you see are really representing reflections from the environment around the vehicle. So reflections can be your trees, it can be even another car that's beside it, but basically that car or that tree or whatever you see in the environment is reflecting, it's casting a reflection onto the shiny surface of that vehicle, of that car. So that's basically what we're going to be doing here, is filling all those areas in. Now you see that some of those areas are kind of left out, that are not shaded, and it's very important that when you're starting to draw your vehicle, render your vehicle, so you really want to describe the shape of the vehicle. So there's all sorts of surface transitions and so forth, and you want to be able to capture that. So those areas are pretty much the areas that are catching the light. Alright, next phase after putting in the darks is start getting your pastels ready, and we start to add the chalk. So we powder up the pastels, and since we're doing a kind of a dark, deep black car, we're going to start putting in the sky tones. So as you see, obviously from the top surfaces and so forth, you're going to be capturing the sky tones from above and then on the sides here. So I'm going to start to throw all that stuff in. Right around the wheel well. And obviously, in this case, I've sped up the video once again, just to kind of save time and kind of blow right through this. I'm sure people don't want to see this in full time, so I have increased the speed, doubled it. You can see we're adding some more, defining the shaping through there. And you're also going to kind of catch a little bit of the color from the ground. That's what you're going to see at the bottom. Alright, so now after that stage, and we darken up the top of the vehicle, this is the fun part. We start adding the highlights and hotspot. So what is a hotspot? I mean, some people have been asking me that. I don't understand, what's this hotspot? What's this all about? Well, the hotspots are really the brightest parts of the highlight that you put on the car, and that hotspot is basically the reflection of the sun, which is kind of why we call it a hotspot. So when you're driving down the road, kind of be observant of when you're looking at a car and you look at the shiny surfaces and so forth, what you're really going to see is that the brightest point of the reflection on your vehicle is really a reflection of that sun, right? That's the brightest spot. So that's what we basically do over here, is that when you look at the curved surfaces of a vehicle, that apex, that apex of the curvature is really going to catch the brightest spot in the vehicle. So there you see it on the top of the wheel wells and on the edge of the car, or the character line of the car, and then of course the window. Right on the apex of the curvature of the window, you're going to catch a hot spot. Now I went crazy here. You got to be very careful when you put hot spots, because they can look like a bunch of robins and went to town on your car, flying by. so don't do that. I put a bunch of them right above the side window over there. I put a couple of spots, and they're looking like bird droppings. So that's not a good idea. I would probably take that one at the top away. So, be conservative. Don't use too much. And experiment a little. Have fun with it. That's what it's all about. Having fun. Okay. Hope that was clear. If you guys had a good time, thanks for watching, and come back again on drivenmavens.com. Thanks again.